All right, here we go. Now I don't even know if I was streaming any of that. So Alex Jones just got ran out of the Cleveland Public Square. Now all these police are stacking up. No one knows what they're doing, but I am still holding my sign. That guy can't remember.
I always thought he was a lot bigger than you.
Who?
Armin Supreme?
Oh, yeah.
It's the hat.
Yeah.
That makes probably longer.
He was rushed into a vehicle over there.
Oh, sorry. Like,
yeah, he's being what?
he didn't. What did he say? He did.
He said they were over there, but it was really hot.
Pretty good. How about it?
Okay.
Yeah.
We need people questions.
I'm with newspaper in Salt Lake.
Sweet.
Do you mind if I give your name?
Sure. My name's Ademo Freeman.
Ademo.
Freeman. CopBlock.org. I'm from New Hampshire, but CopBlock.org is the website. Liberty Addict shirt. I've seen those before. So I do have one. What's his name?
Tony Masasi.
That's right. Yeah. You a friend of his?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let him know you ran into a demo.
All right.
All right. Sweet.
That's what Jonathan Friend. So did the other dude.
Must be close to 5. It's time for some hate.
Oh, here we go.
But he is very well.
It's like you're over there with big signs that say sin.
Dude, I might.
When you get there, you find out they're against it. Yeah, there's big disappointment all the time.
I might walk around to the shade side once Josh is done with his. Will you hold the sign for a moment? I'll film you. Here's King Ron from Las Vegas, Nevada. NBCopBlock.org, wearing his press pass. He's taking his turn on the "fuck your badge" sign.
He got high and worked for Rolling Stone. And he also went out to like.
That says, "You do not need a badge to protect. You do need one to protect the government."
What was that called? Yeah, fair load to get the. What was it? Right. Was that like? I think it was Chicago. Oh, that was Chicago. Was there one in Miami?
Maybe the artist.
You got a card?
You can up March 1. Stickers too if you want. That's just got your basic prices. That doesn't mean it's just.
So do you think that's like
These are Indiana State Police. So it seems after the Alex Jones incident, things have died down. Through the tree shots.
There was that they never confirmed that he was a danger to anybody. They made assumptions based off of their own fears, and if we're all locked back to our fears, then we might as well be living without police because it would be even worse than that. If we can't control our fears, we can.
So what are you doing here today?
Well, I'm here filming the police and hopefully spreading the message that of CopBlock.org, which is Badges Don't Grant Extra Rights. And then my personal sign here is saying "fuck your badge," which is a message I want to relay to police that they should be saying. They should be saying "fuck their badge" because they don't need a badge to provide the service of protection. They do need it if they're going to protect the government. And I think that what we've seen out of the recent police events would say that we need more options in our service of protection, not less options.
Okay, but you know, I'm all for police accountability, but you know, what are your thoughts on like radical Marxists like Black Lives Matter, who I think are polluting the idea of police accountability by basically, you know, drumming up anything that they can as basically to prove their political agenda.
Well, I think both sides are pulling on that, and that's my problem, personally, is that there is no substance in either argument. The police aren't even, after the tragedies they've experienced directly in Dallas and Baton Rouge, aren't saying, how do we keep more officers from dying? And that if they do ask that question, the response is more militarization, more policing, more cops, more efforts. But really the answer is probably less. And then for Black Lives Matters or any community, they have to say, if their police are doing less, then we have more responsibility. We have more freedom, but we also have more responsibility. And they need to come up with ways to protect their communities as well. You know, whether that's knowing your neighbors more and telling them to turn down the music, ending victimless crimes, or the non-violent and victimless crimes that fill jails today, and etc. Again, I don't have all the answers. I just know that I have a demand for protection, and it's not being met, and I'd like to have the freedom to have that demand met.
Do you think telling cops to, you know, fuck your badge and being antagonistic, though, is the most productive way to go about it?
It got many people to come and talk to me and give me a moment to say the things that I've said to you. And so sometimes there are provocative ways, or right after a tragedy, to bring up these points. Some people say it's not respectful, it's not time, but there's never really a good time to solve a problem as big as we have. And so there's clickbait out there, there's advertisements that have women in bikinis to get attention and sell ads. And so all I'm trying to do is get attention to sell an idea that badges don't grant extra rights, to use a video camera.
You're an anarchist, right?
Exactly.
He's got the Voluntary thing on his working pretty fucking gangster. Good work.
Yeah.
I also have them tattooed on my toe.
Nice.
But my problem with most anarchists is that they're unpragmatic, and they don't. If it's not complete anarcho-capitalism tomorrow, then they're not. It's nothing worth. It's not worth getting out of bed for. Quite frankly, I think you know, I'm actually a recovering anarcho-capitalist. I think I'm not for the government. I think we can do without it. But I think the problem of governments is that we will always have. Is the problem that we will always have with any system is human nature. It's human nature to conquer and exert power over our fellow human beings. We've done that for our whole existence as a species. So I don't think there's any utopian system that is going to change human nature. In fact, we've seen that the desire to change human nature has led to some of the most destructive regimes in all of history. Communists, they want to change human nature. The fascists, they want to change human nature. So my problem is utopian thinking that that doesn't take humanity as we are, but instead projects on its own ideals onto what humanity can be.
No, and I do concur with a lot of what you said. And I don't advocate the utopian aspect. I advocate that more options and more things, and I don't know where that will go. I don't know what things could be evolved. I don't know if cars will fly, or if violence will be ridded from the world, that will evolve in intellectual thinking so far that we'll realize that violence and killing one another isn't a means, and maybe that will kill a demand for weapons of mass destruction or locking your doors or having security features. I don't know, man. All I know is that we should have options. If people want to own property and say all the things that they have here today, and they make those things voluntary, then so be it. If I want to live out in the country and just have land and live off of it, then so be that too. We shouldn't be forcing our great ideas subjectively or interpersonally on other people. I just think that that's the spot where we're trying to evolve from. After that, I agree with you. I really don't know. I can discuss that, theoretically, I think all these things might happen. It would be parlayed as a utopic society, but I'm just thinking. I want the opportunity to do.
Okay, what are your thoughts on? Because I've been here for a couple days, I've seen a few huge Marxist parades, literally calling for violent revolution to implement a Marxist state. I think that is an existential threat to our civilization. Western civilization is the one civilization that has come up with these ideas of liberty, that has put them into action, such as the limitation of state power, the rights of the individual, all these things.
Well, I agree. So the question again would be,
what are your thoughts on these Marxists that are marching around? And for me, they're far more scarier than these police officers, because I've talked to these cops. They're just people. They're just people. They don't want to overthrow society.
Everybody's just people, and I think like the cops. I would say that they're some of the most violent group of people, because maybe they're not killing as many people as the bar, but they're caging and ticketing and extorting so many others. So like the daily activities of a police officer are far more, to me, atrocious than like any gang or any other thing.
If I can intervene, just out of curiosity, are you familiar with Rothbard's work by any chance?
Most part,
Rory Rothbard. Well, he actually said on this question of is it contradictory for a libertarian to use a tentacle of state power to protect an unholy monk, right? And he actually says, well, because of the police are enforced protection or alleged protection by the state, that because we forcefully have paid for it, but paid for nonetheless, it's not actually a contradiction. It's not actually a contradiction itself to ask for their protection. In other words, it's kind of like, it's not the sort of most libertarian or anarchist purist way, but it's not actually a contradiction because we have sort of paid for them by force, but we have paid for them nonetheless. So what do you think? I know I'm not trying to.
Well, that's what I was trying to get to in my question.
It's tricky, yeah.
Is that I understand, so I have ideas and I have an ideology, but then I live in a practical world, and so yes.
If you look throughout history, though, Marxists, when they get power, kill thousands, millions of people.
I'm always trying to advocate less power of the state.
Maoists, in Maoist China, they killed upwards to 100 million people. I think Stalinist Russia, they killed something in the area of 50 million people. And so, when I see the prevalence of Marxist revolution coming more and more prevalent, to me that's a very scary and dangerous thing.
Yeah. Personally, I feel that the vehicle of the state, the vehicle of government, is what any ideology uses, or even other nation state will attack. If China wanted to attack us, they're not going to attack every individual in America. They're going to attack the government infrastructure and overtake it. And so is Marxists, leftists, whatever you want, libertarians. If you're going to use the government system, I want to abolish the whole system.
But we've had government since one form of government since the dawn of the human species.
Right.
So
and they've always been evolving or revolving, and depending on how you look. And I'm saying that's where we're at. Right now, we've tried this democracy over and over in many forms with different.
Democracy is just a light variant of communism.
Exactly, and so I'm saying I don't know what's next. I mean, if you want to talk about the evolution of government, then we know where these circles are going.
I'm talking about the idea of government and the idea that.
Right, that's what we need to end.
Well, I don't know if we can, because it's always existed. I think it's up to the anarchists who are basically pointing to this worldview as a solution. They need to prove that it actually can happen. And I'm not talking the economics. Yes, I've read For a New Liberty. I'm a fan of
It's really hard to be allowed to do that with the state. You know what I mean? If I get that option, allow me to have land and not be aggressed upon by the state in forms of taxation.
But that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is the human will to power. Like I said earlier, it's the human beings have a natural tendency, a natural urge to subjugate and dominate one another, because it's what we've always done. It's in our DNA. Now, I don't think you can end that urge. There's always going to be there's always people who are going to want to have power over other people, and the idea that you can change that is paramount to trying to change human nature. And like I said, that desire to change human nature has basically ended in some of the most.
But hasn't human nature changed since the dawn of time?
We haven't had. We still have human beings that want to dominate one another.
Well, in that aspect, but I'm saying we've changed in other forms, in other ways. You know what I'm saying? Like
I don't think
sophistication, comprehension. You know what I'm saying? So why can't we further that?
I'm not saying that we can't get more technologically advanced,
Or intellectually advanced.
More intellectually advanced, but that's not going to change the basic human desire, its will to power. I'm not talking philosophically or even intellectually. I'm talking animalistically, the human instincts of.
Well, I would believe that the mind is more powerful than that.
Humans
That's what I would say.
When the environment changes, we evolve along with it.
But you're not. You still don't.
We're not trapped in any absolute being. We're not the same beings. Our bones have changed in just a few 100,000 years from the
But yet we still seek power. We still seek to dominate one
things
another.
have happened for a long time. You're saying we'll always do that. But
I'm saying we always have done it, and I don't see any evidence that that's going to change.
We've always walked to work. Well, then one day there were horses.
But I think that's a false equivalency. We're talking about a fundamental aspect of human behavior versus a technology.
There is no fundamental aspect. You're raising your ideology.
I don't have an ideology. I'm talking
about your human fundamentals is an ideology. You can't prove any of it. You've been here a little bit.
I'm talking about human history.
Is it going to be on your website?
This is streaming live right now to Facebook.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
So the CopBlock Facebook page.
Okay, cool. All right, cool.
We don't know shit about humanity. We know.
Well, I do think that
you're one of the
I
clearly
believe
smarter,
history.
like,
I don't think
people
history is a
can actually
conspiracy theory.
civilize
I
conversation.
believe.
So I don't think we're hostile. Like we just kind of like the back and forth.
I love
and then
that,
the show,
man.
show,
I love
yeah.
I love this is why I want to stream all the time. You know, I think that's the great thing about it.
The events happen. They may have been colored one way or another by the pictures. But wars happen. Domination happens.
The negative side
These
of
aren't.
it's often discredit the whole issue entirely.
They always have.
Police
So I
brutality,
think
because what happens
it's fundamental on you pushing this
how you conduct yourself in the name of a cause will make the cause look better or worse. You conduct yourself. If you say if you're all about fucking police, and you engage in crime yourself, then a lot of people will associate anyone who's anti-police is crying wolf and they're a criminal themselves. Like it's
I hear you.
Paul Joseph Watson says that. Because of
usually
that violence themselves, often they've sort of discredited people's actual times when there's been police brutality, because a lot of people assume, oh yeah, police brutality, that's just someone crying wolf, and it's not really real. So it's kind of unfortunate because I remember before like
situation of scarce resources, and
got started,
when
there was a lot of
patricide does happen today,
police
that's when it
brutality on
has happened. So human nature has
anti-libertarian or anti-government, right? But because a lot of times people associate anti-police views with like just outright committing violence, it's sort of like the cause has been discredited by some bad apples, which I think is like really unfortunate. You know what I mean?
Sure, that's the thing with protection, service of protection.
Right.
And that's why I say like the similarities in these sides are
well, and what's actually unfortunate too is that a lot of people think that the idea of security in and of itself is the police the way to do. So a lot of people assume like, private security is the same because maybe on physical appearance they do kind of look like state police, but like no, I mean private security has an incentive to not to do their job just for what their job is, or else they'll get fired. Just like the idea of charity, a lot of people are jaded about charity now because like, well, fuck it, I already pay into the welfare state, so why should I be more charitable? So, and it's actually funny, before there was the bloated state, there was people were a lot more charitable voluntarily because they knew, okay, this person that's down on his luck or their husband died really is down on their luck. Whereas the welfare state.
The welfare state created enabling.
Well, and not only that, but it's the assumption of like, because so many people are just fucking milking it, that there's assumption now, well, everyone that's down their luck must be milking it because of the stigma that's put on it. That's why in like a lot of countries that were communist or were communist up until recently, there's a real culture of cynicism and like, fuck everyone, I just want mine, you know what I mean?
Right.
Human nature fundamentally can be changed.
Reality is what you can get away with.
What does that mean?
Reality is what you can get away with. You can't.
No, I don't. I'm asking questions.
Anything we set our minds to, anything that we work with our imagination, creativity, knowledge, or skills, we can build.
Oh, can I give a little plug-in?
Sure.
Hi, my name's Andre Benson with Liberty Machine News at the pro and anti-Trump event today. And hello.
Do you want to give a URL?
And Fuck the Police is one of the more intelligent anti-police groups there is. So
Check it out.
check it out. Yeah.
And probably most of them, you weren't aware of half the things you're aware of now, and saw things completely different.
Hey, that doesn't prove.
We got to go, bro.
We have to meet up with somebody. I'm sorry.
This conversation.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Maybe we'll meet you around again. But sorry.
Take care. We'll check you guys out.
Yeah. If you want, I'll take the sign back from you. Let's go for a walk. You got an escort. Sure. We're in public. Sure. You gotta get both sides.
Okay. Other side. Thank you.
Thank you. Not the other side, or you got it already? Yep. Because I want a choice in what kind of protection I have, sir? You want to be violent like the cops? You don't need a badge to protect people. You do if you're just protecting the government. You can do it directly. I'd pay you money to find stolen property of mine. They're like,
Thank you.
It's getting crazy in here. Hey, there is my buddy Jacob Crawford. The CopBlock right there. Little shit bag. I'm gonna start and stop this stream. All right, everybody, we're here again in the square. Seems like a big protest going on.
I'm right behind you, right? What's up, Ademo? Hey, dude, what's going on? Like 40th.
Look at this dude.
Hit me up. Okay, so
if those things were to happen, there are a number of people who would take things to the level of armed resistance. A number in the thousands. Got it. What's up? Hey, what's on? It's an AR style.
L-O-V-E, 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 L-O-V-E,
Proper hugs. I've been looking for you guys. I've been here for fucking ever.
You got here a little while ago.
Your hate will not be heard by
I don't know if I am by the Secret Service. And I'm like, fine, I got it on my phone. Okay, well, where's the... I was like, I don't know. Bring down the system number.
Whenever they're saying
We can't hear you. We're okay with that.
Yeah, and then he's like, okay, checks out. Because they follow us.
You are producer of hate. Don't go to Westboro Baptist for justice. They'll send you straight to hell.
Again, it's a worldwide thought.
Get out of our city. Love only in CLE. Go back home. 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 Go back home.
Help him with
Go
the
back home. Go 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 back home.
All right, we got your sign and your cell phone. Sign and your phone. Give us 1 second to get set up.
Go back home. Go back home. Go back home. Go back home. Go back home.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I know why you're out here today, but tell us. Yeah.
I'm out here with a website called CopBlock.org, which I
CopBlock?
can't hear you. Yeah, I'm here with a website called CopBlock.org, which I started in 2010, that advocates badges don't grant extra rights. But my sign in always says, fuck your badge, and on the other side it says you do not need a badge to protect people, you do need one to protect the government. And I believe that that's because police officers should be saying what I'm saying here today, because with the heartbeat of policing today, that there isn't only a one-size-fits-all option provided by the government. People need to be given more options to decide how to protect themselves. And yes, with more freedom comes responsibility, but I think that's the answer for both keeping police officers safe and creating safer communities.
I appreciate what you have to say. It was interesting. I didn't think I didn't think that was going to come out of your mouth, and I'm like, he's got a point.
Yep, this is just
yes,
clickbait.
I'm glad I took the time to
Yeah, I
talk
try to get it
you.
across with this side, but that's a little harder for folks to comprehend.
Right. So and that one's one side's real loud, and the other side
Yes, it's kind of subtle.
explains a little.
Right, and that's
Yeah.
all I'm saying is that we need more options. In Louisiana, in Ohio, in New Hampshire, they have different demands for the types of protection they need. And so in other communities, they might want to do that with professionals. They might want to do that with cameras. They might want to do that by buying good door locks and firearms. It should be up to the individual. 300 million people cannot agree on the service such as important as protection.
It's true. Yes. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can we get your first and last
Yeah,
name?
my name's Ademo Freeman, Ademo Freeman, Freeman.
And are you okay to be on camera?
Absolutely.
Do you have a
We're on camera right now.
great event?
Absolutely.
We're holding a place for dialogues. If you ever have time to come talk, we listen to what people are saying.
Sounds good.
So come
Thank
for
you.
10 minutes. Yeah.
Send your message there.
Okay, so today I'm here at the RNC protest in downtown Cleveland, and I am carrying a sign today that says F your badge, and essentially my message is to police officers. They should be saying this because they do not need a badge, a uniform, or the thin blue line to provide the service of protection to people. If they do need those things, it's to protect the government, and that is what the problem is today. The problem that everyone is screaming about, no matter if it's the police are abusive, there's too many jails, or there's racism, the problem at the root is that we don't have choices. We are being 300 million people forced into one policing system, one opportunity, and so the individuals need to accept this responsibility and demand that they have more options and more choices in the service of protection.
How do you feel about downtown Cleveland here now being kind of a battlefield?
Well, I wouldn't describe it as a battlefield. I think, if anything, police presence intensifies these things, and then we're also seeing that over time and time and time. So it's been a long time coming that the government's issues altogether are accumulating. And so I don't feel that it's a battlefield on here. I feel that the tensions are very high because there's a lot of varying opinions. And so I think, though, that without the government one-size-fits-all solution to everything, we wouldn't have as many of these tensions, that people could have discourse and communication like we're having here today.
What do you think about what you're seeing right now?
Well, right now it's probably more of a circus. The people that are taking the stage are spewing for a rise without substance, in my opinion. And so that's what they're getting, and then there's yelling back and forth, and there's really no soluble substance that will come out of this protest today.
Can any of the presidential candidates fix your issue?
Absolutely not. They don't know how I want to live my life, what is required in my life, and the demands of my life. If anything, we tell me that they know how to fix my life, allowing me the freedom and responsibility to do it myself with my family, community members, and neighborhoods.
Who are you voting for come November?
I do not vote. I choose to vote in political elections. I choose to vote with my feet, my mind, my wallet, every single day, multiple times a day, instead of every 4 years or 2 years in an election.
What's your name, sir?
My name's Ademo Freeman, Ademo Freeman. I'm the founder of CopBlock.org, a police website that advocates badges don't grant extra rights.
Thank you so much.
Where are you from? I'm from New Hampshire originally, but now I travel all over the country filming the police.
Okay, I got here kind of late to the party. So, in a nutshell, what's your message?
Well, in a nutshell, my message is that badges don't grant extra rights, and people should film the police to let others know that. And then furthermore, that they need to advocate what they would like for their own protection, and then seek those solutions. There's more alternatives than just the one-size-fits-all government monopolized service of protection.
And then one last question. Obviously, a lot of police officers, a lot of security here this week. Just your view and opinion on that.
Well, I think that the service of protection is needed, and so in big venues like this, protection would have to be taken into consideration, and it would probably be provided by private businesses or those who want to have such organizations. But right now you have this large police presence. Subjectively, some might say it's excessive, some might not say it's enough, but we're all forced to pay for it whether we want it or not. And to me, that's the root problem. I hope that all people act kindly to one another over the next week or forever, and that we don't have to have any other stories of police brutality or loss of lives of Leos.
Excellent.
Thank you
So much for your time. Be safe.
You too, sir. Hey!
Hey.
Finally. Sorry, man. I'm just trying to get all my stuff done at one time, dude.
It's all right.
We made it, though.
Yep.
Sorry about that, sir.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to do my little favorite thing.
All right, well, we're streaming. Hey, everybody. I just met up with Uncle Bob here from Film the Police Portland.
I noticed you got your bags covered up again. But if I was top, I wouldn't mind that.
Sorry, man. Sorry to protect your tat. So.
I'll try to. Sure.
Keep it coming.
Thank you.
Keep it coming. Real free, especially there, man.
Thank you.
If you can join in, hold to bring it down. We're gonna hold.
I think people might be getting arrested over here.
We want freedom, freedom. We don't need them,